Hello and welcome, family, to Dr. Mumbi Spirituals. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. So, one of my Patreon family was asking me about revelation in relation to the video I did recently about how revelation can set you free from a lot of things. Because the minute you know something, it breaks that thing over your life. So, she was asking, can revelation also break disease off our life? Can it tell us when we're ill? And the long and short of it is absolutely family. Our body is always talking to us. The only problem is we're not always listening. There are a lot of conversations that are happening around us, more than these conversations with these tablets, with people in this physical realm. That's why a lot of people say a lot more is happening in the spiritual realm than it is happening in the physical realm. But our body is always communicating with us. And if you've ever been, in any kind of pain, that is the most extreme conversation. That is like our body screaming to us. Or sometimes it's just our body purging, like for women with our menstrual cycle, and having to sit with that pain and be able to tell the different intensities of that pain. That is one of our body's language. But apart from our body, we all walk with at least one guardian angel and at least an ancestor or a couple of ancestors. The challenge of walking with ancestors is that usually you get the ancestors on the level you're at, as well as some more ascended ones. But maybe I will do a whole different show on ancestors family. So your guardian angels and the Most High can also communicate to you when your body is out of sync, when your body is falling into disease. And the way to be able to harness this and to hear this, family, is you have to start tuning into the spiritual conversations happening around you. The conversations happening with your guardian angels, and the conversations happening with your ancestors, the conversations happening with nature, and the conversations happening with your body. I come from a family of shamans family, so I'm already hypersensitive. But usually I've found that the body will, before we get to the level of communicating through pain, the body will usually start with a hint, maybe a thought about, maybe I should stretch or whatever, or it will bring your attention to that part of the body. If you're not really someone who hears things audibly or spiritually, it may bring that message through something you see online, although don't be going and getting paranoid, family, or a billboard or some sign. But these things only happen if you've already established a mode of communication and a language with your spiritual world, so that when your spiritual world is giving you signals, you know what's up. Oftentimes, family, I will be led to certain herbs, certain mixtures for teas and things like that to help me. Mainly for me, it's with cramps. But as someone who was a herbalist for a long time, I once had a master teacher, and I spent months, family, learning all the different herbs, treatments, mixtures, concoctions. And then one day I asked him how he had become a healer. And he revealed to me one of the greatest secrets of healers, family, that he often found out about people's ailments through nature. He was a very deep shaman, so he was always interacting with nature. He was always meditating. He was always praying. He was always almost between worlds. And he said it reached a point when he reached that season of healing others, where someone would visit his clinic and literally he would make them comfortable and everything, but nature would reveal to him. Like he'd go and sit in nature and the tree would reveal, oh, by the way, if you take my flower, it's for this and this and this. This is the knowledge our ancestors had, family, that we were told was voodoo and hoodoo and everything. The channels of communication were open. And if you know, you know. And if you're ready, your ancestors, nature, Mama Earth, the Most High are ready to open those channels again. But your body will always tell you, good or bad. Just like sometimes you feel hot and sometimes you feel cold, you can reach such an intimacy with your own body that it warns you ahead of time of a flu that's manifesting into your life in a week or so. Because you know things happen on the spiritual and thought level before they manifest physically. Like on the 27th of June, there was a terrible flu. I don't know what was sprayed, but there was a terrible flu that went across where I live and even across Kenya. But a week before that, there's a certain tea I make with pineapple, beetroots, mint, and all these different herbs and stuff. The Spirit had told me to gather all those things together because I'd need to make a tea soon. And this was a week before this happened, family. And the minute I felt off, bada bing, bada boom, and within 24 hours, I was good. This is how African medicine works. I'll be sharing my number for consultation soon. Oh, and one other thing I'll say, family. Although, I mean, I come from a bloodline of shamans, so sometimes the answer is not always in taking something in. The answer, sometimes you may feel like you're being called to go to the ocean, or you're being called to go to the forest, or you're being called to take a walk, or you're being called to just rest. These are also ways that your body tells you that there's something off or that your body will fix. Sometimes it just needs you to chill so that it can do the necessary work. Stay healthy, stay uplifted.